Most visitors spend their entire lives looking up at the Chicago skyline, but every day, millions of people unknowingly walk directly over a mass grave holding 12,000 bodies and the buried remains of the world's first nuclear reactor. The city keeps its history covered up under the pavement, relying on a specific engineering strategy to handle its past. In Chicago, if you have a massive problem, you bury it. This pattern started at the Magnificent Mile. The most expensive real estate in the Midwest sits on a foundation of illegal garbage. In 1886, a con man named George Wellington Streeter ran his steamboat onto a sandbar off the shore. Instead of leaving, he charged contractors to dump construction rubble and trash around his boat, creating 186 acres of artificial land. Today, the John Hancock Center and the glass towers of Streeterville rest on that 19th-century landfill. Streeterville established the city's foundational strategy. It is faster to build a beautiful surface over garbage than it is to clean it up. A few miles south, the Union Stockyards once processed 8. This layering extends to the city's infrastructure. Beneath the central business district is the Chicago Pedway, an underground network spanning 40 downtown blocks. Entire populations move, eat, and commute through this second city, hidden from the crowds walking the sidewalks above. When a city can easily hide an active 5-mile metropolis beneath the street, its historical mistakes disappear just as effortlessly. Thousands of people jog through the southern end of Lincoln Park every morning, unaware the ground served as the primary city cemetery in the mid-1800s. When the city closed the cemetery, the relocation effort failed. A small crew faked transfer records, and then the Great Chicago Fire burned the wooden grave markers to ash, erasing the map of the dead. An estimated 12,000 bodies were left behind in the dirt. The city simply leveled the ground and built the modern park, the zoo, and the ball fields directly on top of them. That number includes 4,000 Confederate prisoners of war who died in the brutal conditions of Camp Douglas and remain in the ground today. The Ira Couch tomb is the only marked grave left. The city built the lawn around it because nobody remembers exactly how many bodies are sealed inside the stone. Chicago's obsession with progress is so ruthless that it treats its own unexhumed ancestors as a structural foundation. The most dangerous thing the city ever buried isn't a body. In December 1942, the atomic age began under the west stands of a college football stadium. Inside a converted squash court, Enrico Fermi and his team triggered the first controlled nuclear chain reaction in human history. They stacked 400 tons of graphite and 50 tons of uranium in the middle of a neighborhood full of families. There was no containment dome and no radiation shield. The only safety plan was a few men standing by with buckets of liquid cadmium. The experiment succeeded, forever altering human history. But while history books record the breakthrough, they often omit where the radioactive machine went the next morning. Realizing the reactor was too dangerous for a populated city, the government dismantled it and moved the parts 20 miles southwest to the Cook County Forest Preserves. After years of further experiments, they imploded the reactors, shoved the waste into a concrete box, buried it, and planted grass over the top. Today, that site is an unrestricted recreation area called Redgate Woods. Families ride bikes and have picnics directly above the first machine to split the atom. A single granite marker placed in 1978 stands a few feet off the trail, assuring visitors the site is safe, while simultaneously begging them not to dig. Chicago built a global reputation on its skyline, but its true engineering achievement is the silence it maintains beneath the pavement. Stop looking up at the glass and start wondering what secrets you are standing on.